Someone once said something very wise. Sometimes to keep our loved ones with us, we have to give up our rights, because in relationships, we should not count profit or loss. This is the story of Arjun, his wife Mira, and their 4-year-old son Kabir. They were traveling by car to another city to attend a birthday celebration for a relative's daughter. The car was packed with gifts, and excitement filled the air as they drove along the highway. Kabir sat in the back seat, playing with his toy car, humming a song. The road stretched ahead, cutting through fields and small villages. The sky was a warm shade of orange as the sun began to set. As they crossed a bridge over a river, Kabir suddenly sat up, eyes wide with excitement. "Papa, watermelon! Watermelon!" he shouted, pointing eagerly. Arjun and Mira looked to the side of the road. Under a faded umbrella near a small wooden cart stood a young girl, no older than 10 or 11 years old, selling fresh watermelons. Her clothes were simple and her small hands showed signs of hard work. Feeling Kabir's excitement, Arjun slowed the car and pulled over. Mira rolled down the window and asked gently, "How much for a watermelon?" The girl, smiling politely, replied, "50 rupees for one, ma'am." Mira frowned slightly. "That's too much. I won't give more than 40 rupees. The girl hesitated, adjusting the cloth on her head to shield herself from the sun. "Ma'am, I can't sell it for less than 50, she said softly. A brief silence followed. Arjun glanced at Mira, signaling her to let it go, but she continued bargaining. After some back and forth, the girl finally agreed. She picked the biggest, ripest watermelon and brought it to the car. Kabir, overjoyed, stretched out his little hands to take it. But the watermelon was too heavy for him, and before anyone could react, thud. The fruit slipped from his hands and crashed onto the dusty road, breaking into pieces. For a second, there was complete silence. Then Kabir's lips quivered and his small face crumpled. He burst into tears. "My watermelon! My watermelon!" he wailed. The girl quickly knelt beside him, her own eyes filled with concern. Without a second thought, she rushed back to her cart, picked another watermelon and brought it to him. "Don't cry, little one. I'll get you another one," she said, placing the new fruit in his lap. But Mira looked at the broken fruit and firmly said, "We won't pay for that one." It fell from his hands. The girl paused for a moment, then smiled sadly. "It's okay, ma'am. I gave it to him because I thought he could hold it. He reminds me of my little brother." A sudden wave of curiosity washed over Mira. "Your brother? Where is he?" she asked. The girl's smile faded. Her fingers traced the edge of the cart as she looked down. "My little brother was just 2 years old. We had celebrated his birthday not long ago, but he got sick. We couldn't afford the treatment and..." She stopped, her voice breaking. A soft breeze rustled the trees. The golden evening light painted the girl's face, highlighting the sadness in her eyes. "I miss him every day," she whispered. Mira felt something stir deep inside her. A lump formed in her throat. She looked at the girl, this child, working so hard, yet carrying such a heavy burden of loss. For a moment, there was only silence. Even little Kabir, who had been sobbing, now watched the girl with quiet curiosity. Mira reached into her purse and pulled out a small, delicate ring, a gift they had bought for their relative's daughter. She gently took the girl's hand and placed the ring in her palm. "Take this. It's a gift from a mother to her daughter." The girl's eyes widened. "What will I do with this ring?" she asked hesitantly. Mira smiled, her voice warm and gentle. "You called Kabir your brother, so this is a gift from me, like a mother gives to her child." Arjun, who had been watching quietly, felt his heart tighten. He turned away, staring at the distant hills, lost in thought. Then, without a word, he pulled out his phone and called his elder brother. "Brother," he said, his voice steady yet emotional, "you can keep the big shop in the market. I'll take the smaller one, it's okay." There was stunned silence on the other end. "Arjun, what happened to you? You were fighting in court over this property," his elder brother asked in disbelief. Arjun let out a deep breath and smiled. "I understand now, brother. In relationships, we shouldn't count profit or loss, because in the end, true happiness isn't about winning an argument, nor is it about getting more than someone else. True happiness comes from love, sacrifice, and understanding. As the sun set behind the hills, painting the sky in shades of pink and gold, Mira wiped a tear from her eye. The girl clutched the ring tightly as if it held a world of meaning. Kabir held his watermelon carefully, a soft smile on his face. And as they drove away, the wind whispered a silent truth. Love and care are what matter the most, not money or material things.
If this story inspired you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to Mendora Tales for more stories of wisdom, courage, and wonder.